My name is Usman Cheema. I'm 27 years old, and I was born and raised in Queens, and I still live in Queens till this day. When I was about 6, 7 years old, I started noticing that I would have difficulty walking and going up the stairs and coming down the stairs and stuff. I was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, where all of your voluntary and skeletal muscles that you use to move around, they get weak over time, and then you lose your ability to stand and walk. It gets to a point where you have trouble breathing, and your lung muscles get weak and your heart muscles get weak, and there comes a time where you require a ventilator to breathe. So now my condition is at a point where it's in its late stages, where I have difficulty breathing. Ever since I lost my ability to walk, you know, I had some sense of Islam and what our eMAN should be, but you know, being a child, you know, because I lost my ability to walk when I was 9, that's like 16 years ago. So at the time I didn't really understand why this was happening, but my mom did say that it's a test from Allah, you know, it's a test from Him, this is why it's happening. But I didn't really understand it that well. Even though once my mom told me that it's a test, I never really like made dua that, you know, that, oh Allah, cure me. I didn't really understand that what was the point of that, and I never even made dua because of that. I would constantly reflect and think, why is this happening? I didn't really think of Islam in the way that we're supposed to, that our faith is supposed to help us, guide us through these challenges. In 2011, a few blocks away from my house, there was a new masjid that was being built. It was Masjid Eesa ibn Maryam. So it wasn't until 2012 that they offered their first live stream service in the month of Ramadan. The first time I heard Brother Muhammad Bajor speak, I was just stunned. It really hit my heart that much that it started to improve my eMAN, and I felt getting close to Allah at the time. And I really enjoyed the tafsir talks that would be held during the breaks of the Tarawih prayer. And then I heard Sheikh Shakil speak, and I heard some of the khutbahs. That really had a massive impact on me. And once Ramadan was over, and I knew that it would be hard for me to get into the masjid because there were a lot of steps. There were many brothers there that were willing to help, and I went into the masjid, and I think I attended at least 3 khutbahs there, because something told me that I definitely have to go into this place. And once I got there, I felt such a peace and this tranquil feeling that I'll never forget. I fell in love with the house of Allah that was built there. In February 2016, as I was going to the ER, my lung had collapsed, my left lung. So they waited like a few weeks to see if I can breathe completely on my own without any issues, and they saw that I couldn't do that. So they had to decide, well, that placing a tracheostomy tube into my trachea is the better option for now. I was here at this nursing home for about like a year, but I always thought about contacting some of the brothers there, like Brother Kareem especially, because I felt as if I reached out to to those brothers in my community, I would definitely get the support that I needed. It's really amazing that the community there, they have some form and way of me keeping in touch and feeling like I'm still a part of the community, even though I'm not going there. They've been also live streaming the khutbahs Fridays. Like, there's a certain time where I can't wait to listen to the khutbahs, Iman of steel means to me to remain steadfast on the deen, and whenever you go through any trial or difficulty or challenge in your life, is to always remember that Allah is always there and to always turn to Him. I know I'm not the only one out there, and there are others there that also have physical challenges, and it's important that NYCMC expands itself and makes themselves accessible, and they're able to accommodate others as needed. I thank Allah for putting me through this, because it's definitely allowed me to improve my iman and of course coming close to Allah, as I should.